Good evening. The November 26, 2024 council meeting of the Long Branch City Council will now come to order. Roll call.
Mr. Dangler is absent. Mr. Rassus?
Here.
Mrs. Wittes?
Here.
Dr. Vogt?
Here.
Mr. Vieira?
I'm here. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and liberty for all. I will now read the mission statement of the City Council. The Long Branch Mayor and the City Council and Administration are committed to cultivating an environment of mutual trust and respect at all that values the diversity of our community. We will strive to enhance the quality of life for all who live here by making Long Branch a desirable place in which to live and prosper. We will treat all members of the public with respect and expect the same in return. Certification, please.
I hereby certify that this meeting has been published in the newspaper in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act and posted as required by law.
Thank you. I need a motion to approve the minutes of the November 6, 2024.
So
Roll
moved.
call.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Dangler is absent. Mr. Rassus?
Yes.
Mrs. Wittes?
Yes.
Dr. Vogt?
Yes.
Mr. Vieira?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you. Consideration of ordinance, public hearing, and final consideration. This is the first reading of ordinance 22-24, an ordinance designating a handicap parking space at 6 Van Pelt. This ordinance was introduced on November 6, 2024, and this designates a handicap parking space at 6 Van Pelt. I need a motion to open the public hearing and for this ordinance only.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
If any member of the public has any comments to make on this ordinance only, please come to the podium, state your name and address clearly for the record. You all have 5 minutes and may only speak once on ordinance 0-22-24. Seeing there's none, I need a motion to close.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
This is the second reading of ordinance 22-24. I need a motion to adopt on the second and the final reading and advertise according to law.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Dangler is absent. Mr. Rassus?
Yes.
Mrs. Wittes?
Yes.
Dr. Vogt?
Yes.
Mr. Vieira?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Ordinance for introduction 023-24. This is the first reading on ordinance 23-24, entitled an ordinance amending chapter 181 food establishments, retail section 181-18 season. Summary. The purpose of this ordinance is to amend the dates for sidewalk cafe operations through March 1st through November 30th. I need a motion to introduce on the first reading, advertise and post according to law, and set the public hearing for December 11th, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Dangler is absent. Mr. Rassus?
Yes.
Mrs. Wittes?
Yes.
Dr. Vogt?
Yes.
Mr. Vieira?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Ordinance 0-24-24. This is the first reading of ordinance 24-24, entitled an ordinance amending chapter 78, Police Department, section 78-1, establishment members. Summary. The purpose of this ordinance is to amend the number of police lieutenants and sergeants for the city of Long Branch. I need a motion to introduce the first reading, advertise, and post according to law, and set public hearing for December 11th, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Dangler is absent. Mr. Rassus?
Yes.
Mrs. Wittes?
Yes.
Dr. Vogt?
Yes.
Mr. Vieira?
Yes.
Motion passed.
This is the first reading, ordinance 025-24. This is the first reading on ordinance 25-24, entitled an ordinance authorizing the conveyance of a proposed permanent and drainage easement for 316 Fairfield Avenue, Block 65, Lot 3. Summary. This ordinance authorizes a permanent drainage easement on Block 65, Lot 3. I need a motion to introduce on the first reading, advertise, and post according to law, and set the public hearing for December 11th, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Dangler is absent. Mr. Rassus?
Yes.
Mrs. Wittes?
Yes.
Dr. Vogt?
Yes.
Mr. Vera?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Public participation for resolutions and all general comments. I need a motion to open the public portion of the meeting for all comments.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? If there is anyone in the audience that has a comment to make, please step to the podium and state your name and address clearly for the record. You'll have 5 minutes and may only speak once.
My name is Maurice Dayan, 161 Lincoln Avenue, Apartment 2. And I'm here to inquire whether or not the topic of establishing a railroad quiet zone in Elberon has ever been brought up before the city. If it has been, then maybe someone could just tell me, what the outcome was. If it hasn't, then I'll come here and state my case.
Not that I don't know of one.
Okay. So,
Could you raise the mic just a little bit?
sure.
Thank you.
So, Elberon, as you know, is in the south end of Long Branch, and there's a railway station there. And as is required by law, 40 times a day, the train has to blast its horn, a minimum of 90 decibels, a maximum of 110 decibels, 2 long, 1 short, 1 long. And I just want everybody to know that the effects of that can be devastating. This document here, which is just excerpts, is the general health effects of transportation noise, which was written by the Federal Railroad Administration and U.S. Department of Transportation from June 2002. And the document is the Federal Railroad Administration sponsored preparation of this report to support a rulemaking process about the use of locomotive horns and the accompanying environmental impact statement. This document reviews select current and past research on the effect of transportation noise on physiological and psychological health of both people and wildlife. Included in the table of contents are psychological effects, including annoyance, speech interference, effects of noise on performance, interference with recreational activities, and the physiological effects are hearing impairment and loss, sleep disturbance, muscular effects of noise, cardiovascular effects of noise, mental health effects of noise, and there's also a part on the effects of wildlife. But I'm going to read you the excerpts from the cardiovascular effects of noise.
It's funny that we're talking about it, we're listening to it.
Yeah.
And it's quite remarkable. Noise may have both temporary and permanent impacts on physiological functions of people. That's the World Health Organization in 2000. Research has correlated exposure to environmental noise with physiological changes in blood pressure, sleep, digestion, and other related disorders. Prolonged exposure may cause more serious cardiovascular and hormonal responses, including increases in heart rate and peripheral vascular resistance, changes in blood pressure, blood viscosity, and blood lipids, and shifts in electrolyte balance. Susceptible individuals may develop permanent effects such as coronary heart disease. The overall conclusion is that cardiovascular effects are associated with long-term exposure to daily equivalent sound levels greater than 65 decibels. Mind you, the train horn is a minimum of 90 decibels. Now, obviously, if you're 2 blocks away, it's not the same as if you're right next to the train, but there are businesses right adjacent to the railway. These exposures have been implicated in the development and exacerbation of a variety of health problems ranging from hypertension to psychosis. More research into the long-term effects of noise is required before unequivocal guidelines can be established. Noise, particularly transportation noise, is not believed to be a direct cause of mental illness, but it is assumed that it accelerates and intensifies the development of latent mental disorder. That's also World Health Organization 2000. Studies on the adverse effects of transportation noise on mental health include symptoms such as
5 minutes.
Thank you.
I'll come back next time. to
Okay,
finish.
thank you.
Thank you. Sir, you've been talking to our business administrator?
I talked to Charlie Shirley.
Yeah, we'll have him call you out. He'll be back on Monday. We'll have him call you again.
That'd be great.
Do you have Amanda, do you have his well, he has your number?
They've been emailed.
I've been communicating with him,
Okay.
Yeah.
so I'll reach out to him again on Monday.
All right, thank you.
Requesting 1-minute notification, Vincent Lepore, 33 Ocean Terrace, Long Branch. Mr. Martin, Resolution 280. An emergency ward to Midwest Military Equipment for replacement high water vehicle. Mr. Martin, can you define the emergency that Long Branch is encountering right now? To bypass a bid and just cut a check for this? $97,000 approximately?
Current vehicle has failed.
Can you speak louder, please?
The current vehicle has failed, and in case there is an emergency, we will have nothing to support high water rescue.
All right. 40A:11-6 cited in this resolution requires 3 components: the nature of the emergency, the time of the occurrence, and the need for invoking this section. In this resolution, you cite Hurricane Helene, which occurred in southeast United States. What is the emergency in Long Branch again? We had no hurricane here. We have no massive devastation here. If the vehicle had failed, why didn't we put it out for bid to replace it? We certainly must have had enough time. The resolution is citing Hurricane Helene in southeastern United States. Do you have an answer, Mr. Martin?
I do not.
You do not. I'm objecting to this resolution and requesting a no vote. I've never seen anything like this in this city. Never. A $97,000 check, approximately $97,000 being cut for a replacement vehicle in a non-emergency situation in this city.
Would you like me to respond, Mr. Lepore?
You have no credibility and standing
I
to
didn't think so.
respond.
Thank you.
Council President Vieira, you introduced Ordinance 24 concerning the police department. Why is council taking away a sergeant's position, reducing 15 to 14, and adding a lieutenant's position from 7 to 8? Mr. Vieira, the answer?
you want me to answer it, Council President?
Yeah, you could answer, Mr.
I'm
Young.
more than happy.
I don't answer his questions.
Yeah. The purpose of this, Mr. Lepore, is that we have a retirement in our professional services division, and the remaining officer in that division is a sergeant, and we believe it should be that sergeant is about to be promoted to lieutenant. Without a lieutenant's position in the professional services division, he would be transferred to patrol, and thus we would lose both of our current staff in the professional services division who are highly trained and who are in the middle of a number of investigations. So we deemed it appropriate to reduce that sergeant's position, create another lieutenant's position so we could fill the patrol.
Is there a
position
financial
of lieutenant.
differential?
There is a difference between sergeant and lieutenant. I think it's 12.5%.
Council President Vieira, has a replacement been hired for the advertised animal control vacancy, yes or no?
Yes. Yes, it has, Mr. Lepore.
You don't look like Council President Vieira. This is a council meeting.
Thank
Council President Vieira, when did the individual start performing that position?
Mr. Poe, I don't know what you understand. I told you I'm not going to answer any
Mr.
questions.
Vieira, but you're taking a paycheck from the taxpayers, aren't you, Mr.
This
Vieira?
is a comment portion, not a question.
Where in the mission statement does it say it's a comment?
I'll read it for you.
No.
I'll read it.
I read the mission statement and you read it.
All right.
You don't know how to read it. Mr. Vieira, why isn't there a resolution appearing at the last council meeting or tonight's to state the hire of the new animal control officer?
30 seconds.
Well, the reason there isn't a resolution is because we don't do resolutions to hire employees, Mr. Lepore. We never do. So you either want answers to your questions or you
When
want
did the
to...
individual start employment with the city? Nobody has the answer. Is the individual a former SPCA employee? Yes or no? Why is the individual making more per hour than the former 9-year veteran animal control officer of the city of...
5 minutes.
Oh, geez, time's up.
This is the kind of accountability we have. Pure junk government.
Anyone else? I need a motion to close the public participation portion of this meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I will now ask Madam Clerk if there is any changes to the list of the resolutions.
No changes have been made.
We could take a list of the resolutions, the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Dangler is absent. Mr. Rassus?
Yes.
Mrs. Wittes?
Yes.
Dr. Vogt?
Yes.
Mr. Viera?
Yes,
Motion passed.
thank you. Applications, there is a none. Miscellaneous business for the good of the order. Councilman Deng was not here. Councilman Rassus?
Just closing.
Yeah.
Just like to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving and stay safe.
Councilwoman Wittes?
I too would like to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving and thank you for coming this evening to our meeting and to everyone who's watching. And that's it. Thank you.
Councilwoman Vogt?
Thank you, Council President. Before wishing everybody happy Thanksgiving, let me also do a shout out to our Environmental Commission and our Green Team that were recognized this year again for recertification of Sustainable Jersey at the silver level, and also for the Collaboration Award for their work with Jackson Woods Park. It was it's a prestigious award, and it was wonderful to see these hard-working committee members be recognized. So kudos to all of them, and happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Thank you. Mayor Pallone?
Thank you, Council President. I want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving to you and your families. I have a couple announcements to make. So we're with the upcoming holiday season, we're excited about the Coca-Cola Holiday Caravan is coming to Long Branch next Sunday on December 8th from 1 to 4 o'clock at our new senior center. The caravan makes stops all across the United States. They're coming here because obviously, you know, many of you know that we have the historic Coca-Cola sign in the new senior center. So they're coming here to Long Branch with Santa. There'll be free samples. photos for everyone, and a winter wonderland. The event is free, and from the pictures we've seen, it's a pretty exciting event. So again, that's next Sunday, not this Sunday, the following Sunday, December 8th from 1 to 4. All are welcome. It's a free event. We also have a full list of holiday events for 2024. This includes the tree lighting at Pier Village this Sunday at 4 o'clock, followed by the tree lighting at City Hall on December 7th at 5. And we'll also be having a Hanukkah celebration at the Senior Center at 5 on December 20th. For these events and many others, check out our website and our social media. And finally, we're also going to have a small business resource fair on December 4th from 2 to 4 p.m. at the Senior Center. This event is free, and they'll have many resources for local businesses. What we're excited about is that we have a lot of state agencies that help local businesses and provide grants and services and resources, and they'll all be under one roof at the Senior Center. So if you're a small business owner, please think about attending that. Again, have a great Thanksgiving, and thank you for being here.
Thank you, Mayor Pallone. And I also want to echo what Councilwoman Vogt said about the Green Team and environmental, for a great job for the Sustainable Award they got. It's tremendous that they do a great job always with the city. And with the Jackson Woods, I go there frequently. It's a beautiful job they're doing there. And I want to send out a big shout out to the Long Branch boys soccer team for making the sectional champions there. They started out a little rocky, but they came out strong. So big shout out to the boys soccer team, the varsity team. And with that, I want everybody to enjoy their Thanksgiving, and good night.
Need a motion to adjourn.
I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Good night.
All right.